Dry mouth, man. Grass pollen sucks. Oh, what's up, everybody? Hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. I'm pretty sure that's what today is. Right, guys? Thursday? Guys, I missed a day. That's right. Yesterday ended up being a weird day. I braved the outside world and I survived. Yeah. Except now I've got allergies and my eyes are drying out too. What?
Cool.
But enough about that. You're here to see painting. Getting my palette out. So I've got a clean corner. I've actually got my, see, it's all cleaned up. So this is my attempt at a non-metallic metal gradient, and then for steel or silver. And then this one is my copper, which I've added heartwood brown into the mix. So, or is this chestnut gold? It's chestnut gold, sorry. We're using heartwood brown today. But I threw in chestnut gold and I've been playing with that. So this guy's helmet's kind of been in the works. And a little bit of the shield. The shield I feel like it's very orange. It's very vibrant. I don't know if it comes across as copper, but it looks cool. So still working on it. But the crown I've added in a little bit of yellow, so there's a little bit of more warmth to the front of it, and I'm trying to figure out my lights and what I want to be in shadow, because if something's in shadow, you don't need to be doing a lot of detail and stuff for it, so, you know, playing around with that guy. But today, we're working on our city dock from where we left off. So this is from GalladoriaGames. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but we're gonna paint them up. Pretty excited. So that's why I've got a glove on. So this is too big for me to put on a miniature holder, at least in a way that would be good. I do have a larger miniature holder for large scale miniatures, but it's still not quite right. So, you know, because I mean there's like a big open space here, so you could drill like a hole, I guess, and pin it if you wanted to, but I want to be able to kind of just handle it. So I've got a glove on to help keep it from coming undone. But I think I still need to prime some sections. So we've got some corners here. It's had a full 24 hours to dry. So we've got some sections there that need to get hit with a little bit more paint, but not too much. They're mostly like, see it right in there. And that's the original gray. So we just want to have the primer down there so it will work out. So it will take paint better. I've got dog treats here. New dog in the house. So sweetie. I also acquired, but I don't know if I'm going to use it today. I mean, I guess I could use it for this, but I'm so used to using my plastic palette for the technical paints like that. But I got, so this is a well palette. It's ceramic or porcelain. I'm pretty sure this is ceramic actually, and so I'm kind of hanging on to this for right now. I haven't used it yet, but you could use the tray to try mixing stuff in. It's a nice little tray here that comes with it. It's technically the lid, but ooh, you can hear how nice and shiny that is. But this one is super tiny, so if your space is an issue, this could be beneficial for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3. And it holds 12 wells. And these actually go a little bit deeper than you think they do. So this was something Ann Forrester recommended people try. It's something, she's got a larger one, but I couldn't find it on Amazon. I feel like everyone's trying out new hobbies, which is awesome. So there weren't many of these left, but if you were looking to up your game and you didn't want to necessarily work with a wet palette, this allows you to kind of make washes and stuff, and theoretically the well keeps the paint from drying. It keeps it usable longer. But I'm not going to use that today. That's going to be another day. So we're just going to get our sponges here and this. And this is also a step or a time where you could, if you wanted to, go back and check mold lines and try again if you didn't quite get something out and it was hard to see or you missed one. We all miss mold lines, it's fine. These I'm leaving because it just kind of didn't work out very well. Trying to get them off was going to involve really digging into the mini, and it's at such an odd angle that I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to leave them there. Let's figure out something. If it really bugs me, then we can try and figure out a way to make it part of the miniature somehow. Try and emphasize some cracks or something, like, I don't know. We'll see, because there's supposed to be a shark coming through it. This guy up here, Bruce. So y'all can see it. And as long as he's kind of facing just a long way, you could really put him in any direction you want. Find a little shark here. So, you know, he just sits there like that. Happy shark! Yeah, I was removing that, exactly. And since this isn't for competition or anything, it's just for funsies, my husband saw it at ReaperCon and we were like, yes, so I got it to paint up for him. It's just something silly. So we're gonna do this in the great white shark format, but I don't know what colors those are yet, so we'll see. And it comes with little fins too. There's 3 of these guys. These guys. So, you know, you'll have your little shark attacks. This little kit's like $9, so I thought that was very reasonable. Unpainted. Bruce, you get to sit off to the side though, because we're gonna work on the sucker. So we're just gonna quickly get a little bit of paint down where it didn't adhere, just to get something down. Or the primer down. So we're just getting a little bit, so I'm not doing a whole lot there. And hello, tribulation. And I need my primer brush. Guys, see it. Oh, this will work. It's synthetic, it's fine. You can use pretty much any size brush for a primer brush. This brush I had a long while. Alrighty. So I have this chunk here. So it's just getting a fresh coat there. Just seeing if I missed any place. Got like little spots. Yeah, y'all can see these little spots. Don't need to do much. Let's see here. So guys, I'm instantly being quiet today. It's a... Oh, got some section in there. Starting out the painting session here with some critical vibes, mighty vibes. Really hope they get autumn orange at some point. It's wonderful. But I'm kind of doing a little bit of a lighting thing here too. I'm like blocking in my shadows a little bit with the primer as well, just to set the stage. Still checking for that gray though. I think I got him. And it shouldn't take too long for this to dry. Sections again are a little harder to reach than others, so you can kind of just stab the little brush in there, and it's about as best you can do sometimes. that a second to dry. And then we'll set up our wet palette while that's drying. And by the time we're done, it should be good to go. So these colors Reaper came out with September or so, right around the Halloween times. And I've wanted to try them out for ages. So I've used these separately a few times. Rotting Wood is really great. All these colors are really good to mix in. And then we've got Ancient Bark here is like a warm kind of purple gray tone. So I'm interested to see how these colors will look with a walnut brown kind of undertone here. And we'll just kind of play around with color mixing and wet blending and stuff and see what kind of look we can get for these docks. Because I'm not really sure if I want to go like warm tones or I guess older tones. So Rotting Wood. So it's gonna be fun. So my plan is to start with walnut brown, which is going to be my darkest color, and kind of doing I guess mostly a glaze over it. We'll see how that goes. Oops, is it clogged? Yes, okay. If it gets clogged like that, just take your needle and boop.
This is relaxing.
Yeah. your dark tones. Oops, there's a section I forgot. Just keep painting, painting, painting. Could also go warm browns though, because harvest brown is a pretty wonderful color. What's the project? Shark Attack! This was something that my husband saw at ReaperCon and we grabbed. And it's something I've just been meaning to paint up just to kind of make a little diorama of some kind, but I'm not sure what yet. So I figured I'll just start painting and kind of see what I figure out. Because I don't have anything to make, like, I don't have resin pour or anything like that. I've got gloss varnish. Actually, no, you know what? I might actually have some texture stuff. Where did I put it? Do I have texture stuff? Do I have a lot of texture? It's at the very bottom of this pile. Hang on a second, guys. It's fresh in my mind. I must check. Alright, hopefully I don't drop everything here. Wait a second. Sorry, everyone. I just want to verify if I have a tool or not. This is just something new. I do! Go past me. Okay, now let me put this up so the cat doesn't get on it. Go away, Bale. Not Bale, you're the beast. Sorry, buddy. Okay, now you can sit there. Hello, Video Caesar. I got it. Something I have not used yet. I have yet to open this jar. I actually have water texture. So if anyone wants to help me brainstorm something we can do with this diorama, kind of little setup here. So we've got it, the shark, and these guys are definitely gonna get hit with that, I think. Some way to have them look like they're moving through water. That's gonna be a thing. Now I'm super excited. Because we're gonna learn new tech. Probably not today, because I want to try this off camera before on camera. The Bob Ross way. At least once, just so I get an idea. Perfect for the reduction of reproduction, sorry guys, words. Shallow waters or shaping waves and peaks. When using in combination with still water and applied as a final layer, it adds volume and natural movement to water surface. Can be tinted with model air or game air foam. Can be used for the crest of waves. Dries to a transparent and glossy finish in about 24 hours, depending on thickness of application. Painting tools are cleaned with water. So supposedly this will make, it's hard to see on the camera, but there's some texture there to figure that out. We'll see. I forgot I had this and then I remembered. Yay. I'm gonna think about that. Think. But that'll be cool. So there's at least gonna be some practice with that stuff on these guys. So I'm gonna try one off camera and then two on, because that'll be fun. Possibly even something like water coming off of him, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. Putting this, I have put the box back, but I have large like oval base pieces too, so I could theoretically like just put this down and create a small little scene, a little vignette. We'll see. And that has allowed this plenty of time to dry, and you can see it's darker than what it went on, but it still looks pretty good. Coffee. Okay. Let's see what rotting wood is gonna look like over this. I'm gonna get a little bit here. See, look at how thin this gets. It's almost like scale 75 kind of consistency here, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of walnut brown into that and just kind of let it mix down. These colors are, see how it complements, if it complements each other. But I'm thinking, I don't know if I want more of the green stuff towards the bottom here. So I'm kind of coming in and edging a little bit. But I know that these lines are a little bit shallow, so if it gets in the crevices, it's not going to look bad. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you can hit it with a wash. Once you get all your highlights up to where you want them, if you feel like it's too bright, you just hit it with a wash, and then you're good to go. Kind of gradually bringing in more rotting wood towards the base here. We're just trying it out. It's definitely blending into that walnut brown pretty hardcore, so I think that's where we're bringing in a different color. Let's see. Just gonna let this kind of wet blend on the miniature as I edge it along. Try to, anyways. To do this. And just keep edging, edging, edging. You could also dry brush. Nothing stopping people from dry brushing. I just want to try this. So we're gonna let that dry. So I'm doing some yard work right here. The city's doing stuff today. Oof. And then gets dry brushed. Yep, that's how I got the gray primer on here, and just dry brush that right in place. And that even looks fine if you're really in a rush and you just, especially for like minions and bad guys, just give them a quick black primer with a gray dry brush and boom, it looks neat. Some days. All right, come back in with straight to this color. Last night, the family and I, we watched the Addams Family movies. All of them, including the recent cartoon one, which actually is pretty great. It's very wholesome, it's very cute, and man, did they call a lot. And then we went back and watched the old Addams Family stuff, and just wonderful. Someone going live. Someone's painting more hammers. Eenie Minis. E-E-N-I-E Minis. A fellow mini painter. Paint some Warhammer stuff. So if Warhammer's more your style, you can hop on over there. Lots of great mini painters around the Twitchverse. Rotting wood kind of color here. So this is with Heartwood Brown. So this is a triad from Reaper that may or may not have been on purpose, but I'm going to treat it kind of like a triad and just kind of see what I get out of it. too bad. Let's get some thicker paint though. It's a little, the more you spread it out like this, the more it kind of waters down. Fun stuff to do. Because it's a little tricky getting into here, so I'm just kind of doing the best I can. So this is primarily trying to get, so this was good practice too for just trying to use just the tip of the brush and push the paint around. And I'm not too worried about it getting on the rope. That's not a problem. 'Cause it's gonna get painted later.
Travelers are really gonna like this.
Paper paints, yeah. Pots of Citadel stuff. Combinations. See, that app is pretty wonderful too, and I really do like Citadel for that. Even in all the little boxes you get, it even comes with a little color list of what was used for what. Just like, so if you want to paint it like the box, then you've got the means. Reaper definitely has a lot of paint. A lot of paint to choose from. Trying to be a little more picky with my yellow color and just kind of making it a little blotchy in places. Yeah, just playing around with it. And this is still just working on this one part. So if you've got like a big chunk of a terrain like this and you want to try out different color schemes, the beginning is the perfect time for that, because then you can just choose a small section, paint it up, and then change the colors up and paint another section up and just see what you like. And then, you know, hit it with some black paint if you need to desaturate all the different tones and get them to match up. That one's 5 order. Just more exactly getting that pirate ship and, or just a ship in general. And the mouselings, and then just gradually setting aside money for the stuff I want. So dragons are next, because I do want those. And then the troll bridge encounter with the billy goats, and it's just so great. This like a wash, so I'm trying to thin it down, and I'm just gonna kind of drag it towards the rope, so maybe dirt and stuff's just gotten caught up in here, and we're just gonna kind of bring back that dark color there to try and catch these sections. And this is still, this says it's a size 0 brush, but all brush sizes vary, so you just use what's best for your project. I can put my hand on my rope piece here and it's not too bad. Make it a little darker on this side, because why not? Yeah, yeah, those are big add-ons, and the fan favorite expansion, definitely getting in on that, because that comes with the chicken swarm, and I cannot say no to that chicken swarm. And all the undead, there's the expansion that's the dwarven encounter too, that comes with some really great terrain pieces. I mostly want the terrain, because it would be perfect for some of the stuff in my husband's game. Just sucks to wait so long for it, but oh well. Alright, so I'm going to start that, and then I'm actually going to pull it down. And I'm just experimenting, so I've put it primarily up there, and then I wet my brush, and then I take it along the edge, and I just brush it down real quick. Brush, 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 brush. Ideally, before it starts drying. If you feel like you're pulling paint up, then just let it dry. And I'll come back to it. I am going to be introducing some black indigo, guys. I think we're going to try it out. This purple is kind of opposite some greens, so there's some reds and stuff too. So, I mean, we could also go on that, but I'm going to just... The city is doing something outside. I'm hearing a lot of movement. I'm glad that currently the dog is out of the house. He would probably be, he's starting to get really comfy. 3 days. My stepdaughter adopted him 3 days ago, so today's day 3. And he is starting to find his voice. Yeah. Same here. I need to get the dragon turtle. That was in Bones 4. That lovely, 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 lovely mini. I've been wanting that one for a while, and they still haven't released the Black Tooth Terror. But I do have it. I got him on eBay in the end. Somebody was selling them. Man, what is the city doing out there? They're doing something. So I'm just introducing some black indigo. It's a pleasing color, and I like playing around with the tones. I feel like it's playing really well with the rotting wood, so. Paint what you want. But I do want to try to put in, maybe with these two, and the green. Just, like a water line, tide line maybe, or something. So I'm just gonna kind of and I don't know if I did this too early in the step, because I might be bringing in some more of the wood tone. Let's see. Something like that. I don't know. I started painting. Yeah, loud and at length, yeah. That one is, he's somewhere. Oh, he's down there. Okay. He's in pieces right now. He's definitely, it's between him and the Froghemoth from Reaper, that for the next large scale miniature. Still need to finish the Shubnigroth. Alright, so I'm going to introduce some more Heartwood Brown into this mix here. Just playing with the colors here. A little bit. Oh, that's right, and this is gonna end up getting, generally the rings and stuff are brighter. We're actually gonna eventually introduce some ancient bark next in this color line here. Let's just hit that. if we feel like that's a bit much, which I kind of feel like that jump is pretty big, so we're just gonna desaturate with the green and mix it back in. Kind of makes this green-gray. It's really nice. This would be good for like an undead kind of skin tone too. Yeah, Nyarlathotep. Nyarlathotep. There's 2 sections. Gwath. Oh no, yeah, summer heat, man. Tell you what, if anyone's ever traveling with Reaper miniatures, do not leave them in your car. They could warp at best. And can kind of tend to melt a bit. Especially in Texas, or anywhere that gets very hot. Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of... I'm just very lightly kind of starting my brush motion off the miniature, and then gently bringing it down. This is really good technique too if you're learning your brush and because sometimes brushes split as you use them. It's just prone to happen. It's what happens over time. So depending on your brush, you can figure out like, okay, how is it hitting the miniature, and just kind of be mindful of what it's doing and get comfortable with your tool. And then if it's not working out for you, well then you got a good idea of what that means to you. Yeah, that's hot. That'll do it. Man, 45C. Whew. I know what that feels like. Okay. It's looking pretty nice. I'm liking the bottom half versus the top here. And I kind of forgot about the middle part. A little bit more there. Oops. People say climate change is a hoax. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I'm glad y'all are safe. We got out and all that. Now we get to deal with a whole new crazy. Paint to forget. Yep, now we're just locked in. Enjoying the tunes. Yep. It's just everything else is a murder insect. Mess around with this tone shift. Sometimes I just like seeing what's it gonna do. So walnut brown is definitely one of those. You use a small amount. Let's bring that green back in. Just kind of mix it back and around. It's kind of what my palette ends up looking like. It's a nice little blob here. I'm trying to keep the paint mostly on the tip of the brush. If you're trying to reach small places, then you don't want a whole lot of paint on your brush, so you have more control over where it goes. Also trying not to hold my brush too tight. So that's a thing. And we're just playing around with it. I don't know what I'm doing. Just paint how you like. So this is pretty neat. If you're looking for like spooky kind of creepy vibe, creepy city dog. This will be nice too once it gets hit with the wash in the end. I think it'll really help make it pop. Here is... Still need to bring in the next highlight. Okay, the insides are too bad. They just look scary. I'm getting better with insects. My knee-jerk reaction to flail is happening less often. Trying to introduce some more of the kind of brown tones as well, which you could do with some bone shadow also. That's kind of what the color I ended up making. It's just a big back and forth of like, what color shifts do I want to happen where? That dry, and just gonna come back in with another walnut brown base coat here. We're gonna try out some different stuff. Okay. So again, walnut brown base. Around here we go, around and around we go. And underneath, because why not? While this dries, we'll build another wood tone kind of palette that we get to play with. Which is going to involve a little bit more orange. Especially angry yellow jackets. Yeah, around here there's paper wasps, so they're not really interested in wreaking havoc. got a lot of birds. Lots of birds. Some coyotes pass through here too. Crows. We got some neighborhood crows. A little local murder. Alright. Let that dry for a second. Oh, first I want to try. So I'll just water it down. Spread it around. Paint on my hands. Didn't need to do that. Okay. Just kind of smoothing out that transition. Alrighty, because I accidentally hit it with some paint I didn't mean to. So that's drying, and we're going to try our next mix. It's going to be... Where'd it go? Harvest brown, orange brown, technically russet brown. But we're using the walnut. So we've got these guys, and then we're definitely going to be hitting it with a purple. Is that the purple I want? Or am I going to hit it with clear? It's going to be fun. We're going to figure it out. Sending him to your stream. Oh, thank you. Well, maybe I'll do this again. Oh, looking for deadwood. I was going to try orange stuffs, but this one's great. So this is the color scheme for that. So far is walnut brown, boop, into rotting wood, which is a very thin green. It's deceptive, but it's thin. Into heartwood brown. And these are all Reaper paints, and then highlighting and kind of lightening it up gradually with some ancient bark. So the trick here is kind of things we associate with like sickness and pestilence and whatnot is greens and yellows. So they're pretty great. Pretty good use. Waterbirds. Get bucked by swan. Yeah, man. Just don't go near swans, man. They crazy. Alright, that was that music. So now we're going to switch back over to autumn orange. And then I think we're gonna go with Reforged and Sad Wizard vibes. Just to, I don't know how far we're gonna get today. It's at least 30 more minutes. Okay, so we'll do this side again. Alrighty, we'll stick with this and we'll do the other wood type another day. So here, I'll keep these nearby. Shadow, green. What are those guys? That's not the brush I was using. That's the brush I was using. Haha. That's still drying on that side, so let's... I'm actually gonna mess with this side more while that's doing that. So you can see like how thin this is. It's pretty thin. Still good coverage though. Wow, my colors. What is going on here? I just realized that my glove looks blue, but it's purple. Or I see just purple. That's not the color I see. I'm intrigued. Give me a second. I mean, the color is pretty spot on here, so I guess I don't need to worry about it. It's just weird. Something I never noticed. I'm interested. This is just how I see it. Yeah, it's just picking up more of the blue. Yeah, okay. Cool. It's more similar. There we go. Keep it that way.
Thought you like cultivating dead people for good tea.
Aren't we all? Those are like Baylor University colors, man. Baylor Bears! So I'll just keep this little color shift happening here. Don't have to do this. You could do it as you go. Sometimes I like just throwing that in there because then you can pull from varying chunks. So like we're gonna come up light. I'm kinda just testing it out. So I'm kinda starting close to the bottom and pulling it up, because ideally I want it a little brighter at the top where it's probably just
Please let me know
been
what
worn
can I do
down
for
a
you?
little bit.
Usually when people come here, it is because of some great tragedy. How may I alleviate your pain?
Oh, well, naturally, we come to you with a great tragedy.
We recently lost one of our friends.
And people who come here usually have.
We aren't here to bury him. He's already in the ground. But we've come
I'm
to
just bringing it in a little bit here too.
We were hoping to
Flip it
find
all
some
around.
help.
Dry, empty plains.
If anyone hasn't caught up on Critical Role yet, you may or may not experience some spoilers with the music today. If you haven't watched it, then you're just not gonna really
Beneath you, something shifts.
know much, but
You look down, and your feet stand above a
just
spring,
fair warning.
small and trickling, burbling up across the ground below. The
Go.
waters spew forth, begin to spread, rapidly drowning this endless expanse around.
Alright, let's try something here. I'm gonna try to make this mix
Beyond your nose, and you struggle to try and swim
over here a little bit thicker.
anchored to the ground beneath you. The surface escapes you up, leaving you in freezing dampness. Silence below.
And we're gonna come over to this guy. So again, we're just kind of testing out the edge of the brush here and just let this mold work in your favor. And this is just one technique. You don't have to. Dry brushing is just as good. In fact, it's probably a little bit quicker than what I'm doing here. You could even dry brush your highlights initially and then still come back in and paint over your shadows and stuff. Play around with it. Now is the time to experiment. Compensating. Yeah, it is. It's this light is. It's called an Aught Light. Is the brand. It's really great. Oh goodness, the city really is doing stuff out there. Yikes. It is really great to be able to see everything, and it's on a little swivel so I can move it around. But it's super bright. Super bright, super saturated. And this camera picks up the subtlest colors. Alright, you can see as it's drying darker because I used the black primer. So if you wanted colors to still be more vibrant, then going with a gray and dry brushing with the white primer could be pretty good too. Yeah, I really want the bar. That would be nice to have something that like goes over so I can get all aspects versus... This is good for if you've got like a light source you're trying to figure out, then you can put the model underneath the light that way and that'll help. That's what I use this for a lot, but that bar is such a cool idea. Just mixing those lovely greens. Greens and yellows. Gonna see where I try to clean up some of the mold line too. And this is with it with like a little more green in it. Now when you've got the recesses are so shallow like this, you don't want your paint to be too thin because then it'll just roll into the crevices like it's doing right now, but I'll deal with that in a little bit.
Is Florida all right?
also come in with this as like a wash. Spread it around a little bit. It does need the black or brown a little bit though. Just keep playing with it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna hit this with a wash at the end. Okay. I always end up reverting back to like thin layers. A little bit of wood back there. Wonderful.
You ever feel like you're not gonna wake up from a dream? Well, how do you feel now that you're not dreaming anymore?
Mix that in, because I accidentally put in a lot of
Well, that's good.
brown. That's not necessarily a bad idea.
Your strain and stress against you for not following its wishes if it could. But it didn't.
And for those that are curious what this is that I keep wiping my brush on, this is just like a foundation pad with vitamin E, and this was just one of those little random things that one of the artists at Reaper were using at ReaperCon.
I don't know. One thing I am sure
Tish,
about is
she's
feels
wonderful.
stronger, more present.
The benefit is that it doesn't pill like paper towels do over time. So if you find you have a
My dreams are one thing, right? That shit.
find you've got that stuff kind of showing up on your miniatures and you're kind of fighting your paper towel, then try a little face sponge. See if it helps. Just playing around with this. Kind of wet blending even a little bit right along there. So we've got kind of the yellow we're introducing back in. So it's kind of brown to kind of the green, kind of sickly brown hue.
Sense of self through all this. It's difficult sometimes.
This is like really, so this would be really good for like a birch tree kind of color.
You said you could
Birch.
be with the mother.
It's
Yeah.
nice, it's very nice.
Is it a two-way thing, or are you just putting yourself out there and seeing who comes back? Very much a two-way.
Actually, just kind of take the opportunity to wet blend while it's still a little damp here.
We communicate with
Just
the world every day with every
bring
breath.
some of that color in.
Do is our declaration of our love.
So I've got very little on the brush, and it's just, yeah, just a little tap.
Like this. Very much so.
And then we'll bring it up. Sorry guys, if anyone was talking, I'm paying attention. Local farmer store, this is pretty good. Yeah, that is wonderful. My light box ended up in my closet when I organized everything, and I need to set up a spot to bring it back out. It's not so great for like large scale miniatures, but for small scale, it can be quite effective. So I'm just bringing in a little bit more over here. Whoops.
I'm getting the feeling that maybe if I do nothing, like any kind of disease, it might just get worse. Maybe I should start thinking about counter-agent. And I think there will come a day where you really will have to make that choice.
More yellow. So we just go back and forth. That's a lot of my painting here. It's just like, more of this color, more of that color, more of this color. Why not? So you can go more yellow tones versus the green. In which case, if you use the purple with it, that will help trick the eye into seeing brown, which is a fun little trick to do. So I might try and come in here with a purple wash just to see what that's gonna do. That's a lot of my stream is like, let's see what this does, 'cause that's pretty much my whole thing. Gosh, that shadow's nice. That does sound like a pretty decent setup.
We'll help you with that choice, wherever it ends up being. I do think you're on a path, and I don't necessarily think it's the path of just being a servant.
Hey, come here a second. I want to talk to you. What do you
See that other section of mold line. Mold line.
Around hoity-toity human folk. Yep.
Alright, let's bring this in. Bring it back in our green-brown mix here. And keeping that pretty thin. So I just want to... And it is a bit of a glaze. I'm still just big-time experimenting with this. But I kind of like more of the yellow being present. So I don't know, personal choice. We're gonna bring in some more rotting wood though, because I kind of used up all of it. You do what you kinda can, you do what you can though, in the mini painting world. Before I had my light box, I just had a tabletop easel that I would put white paper on and then try and like sit the miniature up on a little stage and photograph it that way.
I know you feel the anger there. Right now,
Introduce some of that green into that, back into that yellow over here.
what blood you talking about? What? This blood?
There we go. Yeah, that's what I was missing. If we want more yellow, go towards that yellow side. Those are pretty good. I like them. I like them. That's a good color scheme. The bone looks really good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, Jeff Sullins. So sorry if I butcher your name. It's gonna happen. Welcome to the stream. All right. Let's see here. So yeah, we're gonna keep pushing these contrasting colors. So towards the front pole of this is where I'm trying to bring my colors to be a little bit more vibrant, just to kind of pull the eye forward. Today's music is brought to you by Autumn Orange. You can look for them on Spotify or Bandcamp or YouTube. Do some good work. Came out looking good anyways, exactly. Happy accidents, guys. Now we're gonna bring back in that ancient bark.
Dull gray skin of your chest. There's a yellowish light source, the same light as the eye.
I graze it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just gonna kind of don't know, this adds kind of like a ghostly feel to it. It's not necessarily a pastel, but it just kind of softens the color a little bit. I don't know how else to describe it.